So, we have reached the round of 16 of the World Cup, and oh my days, big nations are already going out. Hi again, it's me. Today, we're doing my predictions for the World Cup round of 16 fixtures, and oh my days, who is hype for my predictions for round of 16? Would you like to go today, like ourselves, at least. It's a 7 like today. If you get that, don't realise. And make sure you just use the subscribe out there as we're trying to get ourselves up to 300 subs by the start of the Premier League season. If we get that, we're doing three things: gold and silver, or silver, gold or silver, whatever the colour between gold and silver. And let's get things off with the first round of game: Canada versus Morocco. Canada pulled off. Oh, they barely scripted the very end against South Africa, but I really think South Africa's defending was something else, people say it was something else. But Canada scripted it at the very last minutes to make the advance to the round of 16 for the first time ever in the World Cup history. And also, they got their second World Cup win, so that is really impressive for Canada. But they're bumped into Morocco, so. I don't know what to say about Morocco because Morocco drawn 1-1 in the Netherlands. Came from behind actually to draw 1-1, but beat it in the Netherlands on penalties. Yeah, that kicked off at 2 a.m. UK time and ended at 5 a.m. UK time. I'll get onto that times in just a minute, but it's been a very tight game to watch really. But I think Canada's run is going to sadly end here. Yeah, we have to be honest here. But I think it's gonna be Morocco getting to another quarterfinals here. A 2-1 win to Morocco for a swan. Then the Paraguay take on France now. Oh my days, Paraguay beat Germany on penalties in the round of 32. Before that game, Germany had never lost a penalty shootout game in a World Cup. And Paraguay were the first team to ever beat Germany in the penalty shootout in a World Cup. So, well done, Paraguay. Even though they lost 4-1 to the United States in their opening game of the World Cup, they actually made it to the round of 30, round of 16, and might be, and could potentially outlast the United States, because the United States also in the round of 16. But they bumped into France, and we all know what France did to blooming Sweden. They annihilated them 4-0. So that 3-0, I meant 3-0, and that goal from Mbappe to make it 3-0. That assist was the best I've ever seen to Mbappe. That's the best assist I've ever seen in the World Cup, or probably this calendar year, I should say. But yeah, Paraguay, I do apologise, but I think this one's going to sadly end for Paraguay. But it made it to the quarterfinals in 2010 World Cup, so yeah, at least you're recreating something like that again, but I think France is probably too much for Paraguay. I think 3-1 win to France for this one. But then heading to Brazil taking Norway now. Oh my days, Brazil taking Norway now. Sounds like a rap. That sounds like a rap I just did, but it's Neymar versus Haaland. Oh my days, who is hype? Norway barely beat Ivory Coast 2-1, so yeah, but they advanced to round of 16, so kudos to them. But it's gonna be a very tight game to watch, really. Whoever wins this game faces either Mexico or England on the 11th of July, which is the day after my birthday. So yeah, but it's gonna be a very tight game to watch, really. I really think Brazil barely beat Japan. They beat Japan in seconds remaining, and in the round for 2 on Monday. And you gotta feel for Japan because yeah, Japan hasn't even won a single knockout game since 2000 since this century. So yeah, you gotta feel for Japan, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a very tight game to watch, really. But I think Norway's gonna hold on to Brazil for a long time. It'll be 2-2 until extra time. Brazil probably get an extra time winner here. I think a 3-2 win to Brazil. I think Norway will put up a really good fight, but sadly go home. But then heading into the headline round of 16 game, Mexico versus England. Oh my days, this puts so many questions. The build up on broadcasting. It will be on BBC One, starting at midnight. Kicks off at 1 a.m. UK time, and pubs are allowed to open until 5 a.m. in the morning. You know what else happens at 5 in the morning on a Monday? Radio 1 early breakfast show kicks off at that time. And let me tell you, it's the second hour of Hot Radio's and Radio 2's early breakfast show. Because their early breakfast show kicks off at 4 a.m. Radio 1's kicks off at 5, so. And there's questions that schools will be opened a little bit later, so 10:30 kick off for school openings on that day. But yeah, let me tell you about Mexico. Haven't even conceded a single goal. They kept a clean sheet game after game after game after game in the World Cup so far. And England, what a turnaround it was against DR Congo. 2-1 and Harry Kane brace. Oh my days, that was absolutely hectic. But I can tell you, it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. But I think Mexico will taste their first goal conceded. But you know what Mexico's like at their home stadium. They've only lost twice in the 90 meetings they played. In their 90 games they played at the Mexico City Stadium. 2 defeats in 90 games. Oh my days, but I think England's going to hold it 1-1 at the end of the 90. It's going to go on the penalties, and not only that, the stadium's really high up the sea levels. It's about 2,000, it's over 2,000 meters. So, I don't know about that one. I think it's going to go to penalties, really. It's going to be a lot. I have a feeling Pep is going to go off for his oxygen, because he keeps on diving. You have to dive, and that takes a lot of oxygen out. And yeah, so I think Trafford might have to come on, or either Dean Anderson. But I have a feeling England are barely going to win it on pens. They did. We all know what happened in Colombia in round 16 in 2018 World Cup. I think it's going to happen again to Mexico in the 2026 World Cup round of 16. England will win on penalties to advance to the quarter-finals. And heading to the second half of the round of 16s, with Portugal taking on Spain now. Another headline game, 8 o'clock on Monday night in the UK time. It's taking place in Dallas. It's Ronaldo taking on Lamine Yamal. We all know what happened in the last time they met. It was a Nations League final last year, nearly 13 months ago, and Portugal drawn 2-2 to Spain and won on penalties to win the Nations League. And all that I saw, or hearing, Nuno Mendes pocketed Lamine Yamal in that final, and he also did it in the Champions League when PSG faced Barcelona. Can Nuno Mendes do it for the third time? But Spain haven't even conceded a goal yet this tournament, so congratulations to Spain. But it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. It could go either way here, but Portugal barely scraped against Croatia on early Friday morning at midnight. But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I have a feeling Portugal needs to ace through it here. I think it's going to be really tight. It's going to be really tight. But I think Portugal's going to get another 2-1 win. It's going to be really tight, I can tell. And heading to the USA, take on Bosnia now. USA getting their second knockout win in the World Cup by beating Bosnia 2-0 on early Thursday morning. Early Thursday morning. And yeah, he got a red, and one of the players got a red card for doing the exact same challenge that Messi did and got away with it. No warning, no talk, nothing from Lionel Messi. But when the USA player did it, instant red card from VAR. Where does that come from the fairness? Where does that even come from? But yeah, the winner for this game could either face Portugal or Spain. That could be really exciting for the USA. But the last time these two met, it was World Cup 2014, and the USA goalkeeper did put off 16 saves against Belgium. And not only that, he got a shout out from Obama, because the time that game was happening, Obama was the president of the United States. Now it's Donald Trump, so can the USA goalkeeper get a shout out from Donald Trump? But who blew a nose, really? Belgium barely scraped it through against past Senegal by being 2-0 down to win it 3-2 in extra time. But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I think it's gonna be really tight. It's gonna be a 1-1 draw in the 90. But I'm very sorry, USA. I'm so sorry, USA. But I think Belgium is gonna win it in extra time yet again. I think a 2-1 win to Belgium. USA is probably gonna go packing, and probably yeah, they'll be out. No home nations in the quarterfinals, sadly, in my prediction. But then to the final two with Argentina taking on Egypt now. Egypt, round of 16, looking like to be a dark horse, but Argentina, oh my days, what a game they pulled off against Cape Verde. One of the games of the World Cup, I couldn't watch the extra time because I was too tired. It kicked off at 11 o'clock in UK time. Extra time kicked off at 1 a.m. after 1 a.m. UK time earlier this morning, but I was too tired, so I fell asleep in that time. But what a game it was. And Cape Verde, well done Cape Verde. Everyone is so proud of them. What they did, they literally dragged the defending champions Argentina to the final minute. To the 120th minute. What a nation Cape Verde is. And that squad, I absolutely love that squad. And especially the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper deserves a shout out. He deserves a shout out. But Argentina with Lionel Messi hitting 20 World Cup goals for the first ever player that did that. First ever player to score 20 goals. Most Salah's Egypt, I think it's too much for them. I think Argentina's still scraped to the quarterfinals. I think a 2-1 win at Argentina for this one. But Argentina's through to the final. Looks to the semi-finals really. Looks ridiculously easy. It's just ridiculous. But then to the final one, it's Switzerland taking Colombia now. Ooh, it's really a very tight game to watch really. Colombia barely scraped past Ghana 1-0 in the middle of the night this morning, and for Switzerland beat Algeria 2-0 yesterday morning on Friday morning at 4. So well done to Switzerland, and it was actually their first knockout win in ages. It's been quite some time that they got on a World Cup knockout win, but congratulations Switzerland and congratulations Colombia. We're getting into the round of 16, but one of them will sadly come to an end here. Both finished top of the table in their groups, so it's going to be a very tight game to watch really. But I have been, it's going to be really, really tight. But I think it's going to be really tight. It's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to go to penalties. But I have a feeling Colombia is going to win on penalties. It's going to be really tight, I can tell. But if you're wondering, but it's just my predictions. You can comment down below on your predictions to me. You can say like, yeah, I think the USA will easily sweep past Belgium 4-1. I think Argentina 6-0 Argentina. But yeah, if it's your predictions, you can comment down below on your predictions to me. And if you thank you for watching this video, I've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.